everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is another Halloween costume look. So I know I'm doing like normal-ish kind of looks and then costume looks. This one is our ghoulish girl. So I just kind of want to do like a ghosty ghoulish kind of look. Look at the colour difference of my hands right now. Oh my god. But yeah, some sort of like ghoulish girl, kind of sad, nothing too scary, but she's a bit creepy. Like if you've seen me, you'd be freaked out a little bit, but maybe she has a sad story. I don't know. Yeah, just kind of like a ghoulish, kind of sad story girl. And yeah, just something to spook up your house a little bit, but she ain't gonna do you no harm. Possibly, who knows. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of play with like kind of grey tones, super contoured, sad eyes, kind of Tim Burton-esque, as is usually my vibe because he's my fave. Yeah, I really like how it turned out. I love like the contour, I love the eyes. I did some kind of bottom cluster lashes. I did a bit of glitter because why not? I did like a ombre lip from the other side, so like darker on the inner lip and then it fades outwards. And yeah, I would recommend if you're going to do this to paint your hands, but I'm going to be taking this off in about 45 minutes because I'm going to bed in 45 minutes ish after I take the photos and make myself a cup of tea for bed. But yeah, this is how it looks. This wig, don't know how I feel about it. This is my wig I had for my Jack Skellington look last year, and I just mussed it up. I just did this. That's all I did. Because it's very bob-like, and in the Jack Skellington look I wanted it to be very bob-like, but this I kind of wanted it to be a bit more mussy, and have flicky bits and sticking out, and have it all, you know, a bit weird. Yeah, you can kind of do a different kind of wig. I was thinking about a black wig as well, but I want my black wig for something else. So yeah, this is how our not our first Halloween look, this is how our ghoulish girl looks for one of our costume looks, and let's see how to get it. Alrighty guys, so we are starting off with a bare face, so just have some moisturizer on. I have got my shirt already on, and I put my hair in a low pony for my wig. So then we're going to start off with the Kryolan Ultra Foundation in the shade TV White. It's just like an off-white, it kind of has a pink undertone. And this does give a really medium to full coverage, so I'm just applying that all over the skin. I don't really mind seeing my own skin through it. I don't mind that kind of translucent look, but when everything else is on, you do tend to get a bit of a full coverage look off it. So I'm just doing a thin layer of this all over, making sure to cover the entire tone of my skin. I'm also bringing that down onto my neck, and if you're wearing this as an actual costume or adding this to your look, make sure you do cover all the kind of warmer tones of your skin. Then I'm using my RCMA no colour powder. I didn't show it because I forgot, sorry. But yeah, I'm just using that to set all over my face, making sure that there's no tackiness, that it's not going to move. And you can see the colour difference. Then I'm going back in with that same foundation just on a little spoolie, and I'm just brushing that through my brows. You can cover your brows if you want to, but I just wanted to put it through just to take down the colour of my brows. Then I'm taking my Plouise base in the shade Rumour 0.5 and just popping that all over the lid. It's going to get covered up, so it doesn't matter what colour it is and what kind of base you put down. I just put this down because it does have some coverage to it. Then we're going to use the shade Friend Zone from Geek. It's one of their eyeshadows, but I'm going to use this kind of all over my face. So we're taking that on a big fluffy brush in the crease. This is a Inglot 6SS brush. Bringing that right up into the under part of the front of my brow and kind of down almost to the bridge of my nose. And then from the bridge of my nose, I'm flicking that upwards just to give a kind of sad sort of look to the face, give a bit more shape to the eye. And then I'm bringing that down onto the inner corner and down a little bit further onto the bridge of my nose. Not on the bridge of my nose, but down the sides of the bridge of my nose. And then with that same fluffy brush, just bringing that right underneath. This is why I don't cover my under eye circles when I do a look like this, just because I'm going to emphasize it more. And then also on the outer corner, just dragging that down again to emphasize that sad sort of shape. Popping that a little bit into the hollow of my temples as well, just to give us a really sunken sort of look to the face and emphasize the bone structure. And then down the sides of, well, for me, the corners of my temples. It's just the way my face shape is, so I like to do the corners of my forehead. And then into my cheekbone, quite high up as well, just to really sculpt it out. And then what we're going to do is actually bring that shape down a little bit into a more, here we go, into a more kind of hollowed out sort of face shape. Also popping a little bit under my lower lip just because I like to have that look. And down the sides of my nose lightly, nothing too intense down the sides of the nose, it's just to keep with the bone structure. Then we're taking Inglot's eyeshadow in the shade 339 and using that to deepen up that contour. So we're basically doing the same all along. You're just going into the more sunken parts of those areas and really get in and deepen that up. Making sure that you're going into your darkest parts with this shade, so it should fade out into the friend zone shade and then into your own skin tone. And I'm using that same shade on a 217 from MAC in the outer corner and into the crease of my eye, and also feathering that downwards as well to keep with that sad sort of shape to the eye. I'm also popping that on the inner corner of my eye and flicking that upwards as well. So we're basically going where we already did with the friend zone shade, but just deepening it up and not going out as far. Also bringing it down into my inner corner and into my dark circles, and then buffing that along my lower lash line, making sure it's super blown out and super deep. You can go as crazy as you want with this look if you want to. Then I'm taking Inglot's eyeshadow in the shade 306, and this is a super dark charcoal grey. It's almost black but not quite, and we will be using a black anyway. And I'm taking this on a MAC 221 brush, just a smaller blending brush, and bringing that into the crease. Again, we're going over where we applied all the other shades, but we're just going in the deepest part. So again, we're not blending it down as far, out as far, keeping with that sad sort of shape, bringing it onto the inner corner of the eye and flicking it upwards past the brow. And also running it quite thickly along the lower lash line and connecting it to that lower part on the outer corner. I'm going back in with my big fluffy brush that I used for the friend zone shade and just going in and buffing all around the edges of that just to make sure it's nice and seamless. Then to really deepen this up, we're going in with Makeup Geek's eyeshadow in the shade Corrupt, and on that same 221 brush we're just going in and really deepening that outer corner and that very inner corner, because these I want to be the most hollow parts of the face. To highlight the face just lightly at first, I'm going in with the Inglot Body Pigment in the shade 35 and I'm popping that down my nose. It's a matte white pigment, so it just kind of adds to that ghostly sort of look. Also going along my cheekbones, basically anywhere the bones would naturally stick out, so above my brow, into my temple a little bit like that. And then I'm going back in with that black shade and I'm running that along my lower lash line just to really get in there and deepen up all my lower lashes, because we're going to do a black liner anyway. Then we're taking the NYX Glitter Primer, and yes, I am going to add some shimmer. I'm just popping that on to the center of my lid where I left bare. Because it's not me without putting a little bit of shimmer on my lid. And this is the Inglot Eyeshadow in the shade 35, not to be confused with the Body Pigment. They are different. This is a shimmery white eyeshadow, and I'm just popping that using a flat brush on to the lid, and yeah, just going back in with my 217, sorry, to go in and blend that in with the darker shades. And then on top of that, just for some extra sparkle, because it is Halloween after all, I'm going to go in with the MAC Reflex Pearl Glitter. It's just a white, it's transparent, just gives a bit of sparkle. Then on my waterline, I'm taking the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. It's their blackest black liner, and I'm just popping that into my waterline. You can tightline, you can run this along your upper lash line if you want to as well. You can do a wing liner if you want to. I didn't want to, so I just popped it on my waterline. Then I'm popping on my MDM Flow Greater Than mascara. I'm doing a lot of mascara. So we're just popping that really well on the upper and lower lash line. And I did a double coat on the upper and lower, but definitely on the lower lash line just to really make it nice and dark. I went back in with my 217 with the shade Friend Zone and just really went in and emphasized my Cupid's bow and my lower lip, underneath my lower lip. Then to further highlight the face, I took that Inglot Eyeshadow in the shade 35 again, the shimmery white, and just went over the areas that we use with the matte white just to give it a little bit extra shine, just so that when you turn and hit the light it gives a more kind of a sheen sort of look off the skin. So basically doing that all over the bone structure again. Off camera I popped on my House of Lashes Starlet lashes just to give a nice beautiful glam look to the eye. And then I went in with my foundation again, just a little bit on my finger, and I went over my lips with that just to cancel out any colour on my lips. Then I went in with the KVD Vegan Beauty Everlasting Liquid Lip in the shade Woolf, which I love. It's a grey liquid lip, and I patted that on using a finger and my brush. And then I went in with my black liquid lip from MAC. This is Caviar, and I'm just making sure the deepest part of this is in the inner part of my lip. Alrighty guys, so that is the finished look for our ghoulish girl. I like the word ghoul. I like ghoul. Don't know why. Like ghost is cool, but if you're a ghoul, I don't know. I think it's way cooler. She's a cool ghoul. Yeah. I'll stop now. You're welcome. But yeah, this is how it is. I hope you found a little bit of inspiration from this. You don't have to use every part of this look, and you can obviously use a better wig than I did, because this is only like a cheapy kind of wig. Yeah, and it keeps going in my eye. Ow. Yeah, so this is the look. I really like how it turned out. I'm surprised. I was worried about this. I was supposed to do it yesterday, and then I was a bit anxious about doing it, so I was like, oh, I'll give it another day to think about it. But yeah, I actually really like how it turned out, and I think it looks really cool. I kind of look like a grandma. Yeah, my teeth look so yellow, that's awesome. Stop that. But yeah, if you did like this look, then give me a thumbs up down below with my different coloured hands, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you like the look. Yeah, you can also subscribe down below to see the rest of my costume looks, because I do have ideas for those, and my kind of normal-ish wearable, I hate that word, ish kind of looks. Like they're bright and colourful, like they're no more natural than what I normally do on my channel, all my weird colour combinations and weird placements of colour. But if you have a theme day in work, school, whatever, and maybe you don't want to do full costume, you just want to do kind of like a Halloween-y vibe kind of look, those looks are quite good. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video guys. Bye!